All right, we're going to be talking about registering and how to get involved and how to get yourself a booth, what you need to know, everything regarding Mania Fest 2026. We have a date, April the 24th to the 26th on Tampa, Florida and the Florida State Fairgrounds. I want to announce and let everybody know that we are already accepting registration to be involved and get yourself a booth. What I did was to make it simple was I created a link where if we like what you do, we like what type of artist you are, we feel that you'll be a great part being with us. What we did now with Ink Mania, we did it this year, and we're going to implement it for next year. It's a simple way of getting yourself a spot for Ink Mania Fest. It's going to be very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to first request for a booth. We will go ahead, and the minute you request, we will send you the link plus the password how to get into the entrance part of getting your spot. And there you're going to see what I send you. Usually it's going to be through email or through Messenger that you'll see that I'll send to you. On that information, it will be a link and a password. From there, you're going to go into that page, Ink Mania member. That just means you'll become a member with us. On there, it's going to have three major information that you need. One information will be your tattoo license. Now, keep in mind, if you're not from the state of Florida, if you're from certain states provide individual to have a tattoo license. There's a different applications you're going to need from that. You're going to have to get the yearly tattoo license. The benefit of having the yearly tattoo license, any conventions, any guest spots that you want to do here in the state of Florida, you'll be able to use that license through all state of Florida. Okay, so sometimes a lot of the conventions that you guys go to, the promoter doesn't let you know. That license is good for any other place in the state of Florida. So you don't have to get different license from different counties. Okay, I have so many artists that they do a convention in Miami and then they come to my convention and they forgot that, or they think that they have to get themselves another application. No, they don't. They don't have to do that. So that same license number, we could go ahead and use it. We'll probably sometimes you have to renew it or, do another application. But that's something I could explain more. Fall into that trap, just let me know, text me, email me, and I will let you know what you do from there. So when you go, like I was saying, if you're not from this state and your state does not require you for having a license, you're going to have to get yourself a yearly license. Now, if your state actually provides you with the license, like say New York, certain parts, I think California too, certain parts of California, each individual artist has their own individual license. That's great. Because then what you do is you're going to see all the information there with the health department, their emails, their phone numbers. If you have any questions, best ways to get in contact with them by email. What you're going to do is you're going to send them a photo, a copy of your tattoo license with a copy of the guest license applications. Again, you're just going to do the guest license. I know the price has gone up, so I'm not sure. I'll still find out. I'll do another video, but I believe they were $60 to $30, but I believe the price went up, and I'll let you know when I do a little bit more research. I'll probably pop it up in one of this, okay, on this video. So by that, you're going to just send them the application of the guest license. You're going to send them a copy of your tattoo license as well as a copy of your license, your driver's license. Bloodborne and communicable disease, again, bloodborne and communicable disease certificate. It has to say communicable disease, not just bloodborne. Certain states only requires bloodborne certification. Not in the state of Florida. In the state of Florida, you need bloodborne and communicable disease. Okay, so what you're gonna have to do in the link, you're gonna see if your certificate does not say that, or you don't have your certificate and you can't find it, you can't get in contact where you got it before, because a lot of times they have your information You just got to call them and they'll give you the information. If you can't, what you're going to do is go into this link. There you could take the course again. Sorry, it does take a little time. It's about like a 3-hour course. Very simple course to take. If you've been doing this industry for a long time, it's very simple. You'll go through it really fast. Okay, so what you're going to do is going to take that course. When you're done taking that course, now you're going to have the certificate. They'll give you the certificate within that moment when you're done. That moment, you're going to go ahead and send them, the health department, a copy of the certificate, a copy of your driver's license, a copy of your tattoo license from your state, and a copy of the application for the guest license. That's all you need. Now, on that guest license application or even tattoo license, there's a section there, establishment, where you're going to be working at. So on my website, in that link, you're going to see establishment, and the establishment is going to say Ink Mania Fest. And right there is going to have the number. That is my number from the health department requirements. You're just going to put that number in Ink Mania Fest. They're going to know that application goes straight to that convention. If you're going to do a tattoo convention anywhere in Florida, that way technique that I show you, you could use. That same format, how we do it, you could use it and implement it. Even if you're doing a guest spot on somebody's shop, you could do the same thing, okay? So it's really, really simple. Now, if you fall into a trap, you know, I got guys that call me up, they're doing another convention somewhere else, and they've done my convention. A lot of times they would DM me or call me, and they would let me know. They would ask me, they say, hey, how can I do this? Or I'm stuck in this. I got my license when I do your convention, but I'm going to go to this convention. What should I do? And I'll help you out. That's not a problem. I'll explain to you. It's really simple. After you got your license the first time, license is really, really important. Please, please, and I'm going to repeat this, do not wait in the last minute. The Florida itself and the health department here in Tampa, it's getting really strict because these shows are becoming a lot. They don't have a lot of staff in their department. So when you guys do this in the last minute, it's hard for them to go through the process and give you your license. So I always recommend to do as the sooner, the better that you could get that license. Now, again, if say something happens that you won't be able to come to the show, again, that license is good for 1 year if you do a 1-year license. If you do it for the guests, you have to do it within that time frame. As well as when you do the guest license, I always recommend the artist to try to, if they, depending on how long they're going to be here, say a lot of artists, they like to stay an extra couple days, 3 to 4 days, sometimes a week. Put it to the days that you're going to actually fly. The day that you fly in and the day you fly out. Put it those days between. Because you never know. I had guys that they'll finish my convention and then they'll ask me, they go, hey, Chino, the tattoo that I done, it took too long, or I just picked up another client. Can I do it out of your shop? That's not a problem. So if you have that license extended to those days that you're here, that's going to work in your favor. So you could actually go and do a guest spot while you're here that time. So you could work with that. Application. The application form, it's really important for me. I know a lot of you guys are repeat clients. You've been in my show multiple times, but I do this digital, so I don't keep it in paper file. So when you go ahead, I would really recommend you guys do the form again. The reason why is a lot of times shop owners or artists, they'll have a second artist with them that's going to be different. So in the section, when you go ahead and do your form, your application form, it's going to ask you your simple stuff, your name, your phone number, your email. And I probably have that dozens of times, but the shop that you work at and your link. Now it says, your website, if you have it, or just your link, from there. Your address from your house or the shop, and then business description. And that basically right there, you know, if you have other social media pages, put it right in that section, multiple ones. That's why the website area is actually, you could put your one social media page. But if you have multiple ones, you can put it there, because then what I'll do is I'll find you. So when I tag something that you've done or collaborate with one of your pages, it's easier for me to find you on there. Then right there is going to tell me if you're an artist or a vendor. So this information is not just for artists. This is for vendors too. Okay. And then right in underneath the artists and vendors, additional attendees. This I'm going to need, even for vendors, I'm going to need this information. Reason why is that's going to tell me how many people is going to be in your booth. Okay. Another thing too, on descriptions, on that section there, I realized on the business description, now lately there's been a lot of artists and vendors that they're using tents. They're putting tents up in their section. Let me know. Put it in the description, because then I would tell you and I would recommend where you could be placed at, where your booth should be at a better location so you have more space. By that being said, if you're waiting to the last minute to get a booth, a lot of times the last minute booth are hard because they're far away, and sometimes they're in tighter situations. Now, if that same person who wants to put a tent up and wants to be in that area, I would have to know, because I probably have to work some stuff up, or I could tell you, no, we won't be able to have your tent. I would hate you to bring all that equipment, all that stuff, and then you find out you won't be able to use it. Okay, so it's really, really important that you put that description there if there's certain things that you're gonna have in your tent that I need to know. Okay, where the documents upload. Now for vendors, I really don't need any document upload. Vendors as well as for artists, there's couple options, and it helps me out. If you guys upload your photos, and I need one profile photo or one logo photo. If you don't want, like a vendor, they want to send me your logo, that's great. If you're an artist as well, you just want to send me your logo of your shop, or as well as you want to just send me a profile of yourself, no problem. Plus, send me about 3 to 4 images. The reason I say 3 or 4, because I'm only going to use 2. Sometimes I'll creep up with 3, depends on how the image looks, but I only use 2 on the template. If you put it there on the upload, that makes it so easy for me. So because the minute I have your application, the minute I have all your information, I can make your template right there. I could go ahead and start getting ready to post you on all the platforms on social media, through YouTube, through Facebook, and everything else. So that's really important, that you could actually give me your images in that section. As well, your tattoo license. Please, please, if you do not have your tattoo license, just put it up in additional description. Say, hey, I already did the application. We're good to go. The minute I get the application, I will send them to you. Now, on this section here, please, if you have your tattoo license, send it to me. I really need it. It's really important for my part that I get the tattoo license. Here's again your Instagram, your Facebook, social media page. Any comments, anything right there if you have any information. That is right there for your registration application. This information I need. So before you go straight to buying a booth, please go to these steps. Make sure you go in these each individual steps before you go to them. It's really important you go to each one, okay? Now, we're gonna go from there. Now we're the fun spot. And this is how I created it. We have artist booth registration, vendor booth registration. Now keep in mind, on the vendor booth as well as the artist booth, vendors could buy spots there. It doesn't mean that's only strictly for artists. Vice versa on both sections. The reason why each one is different is going to be the size of the booth. So I have it color coded. You can see the different colors that I have. You have your blue, you have like your light red, and your yellow. Yellow booth are the 8x8 booth size. That booth section, you cannot put a tent. Again, anywhere with the 8x8 booth vendors, you cannot put a tent there. Or even if you even get 2 booths, it's gonna make that walkthrough on that in that area there, the walkthrough is gonna be very tight. So we don't want to do that. So make sure that if I make sure that walkthrough has about 10 feet walk, but when you start pushing everything up, it's gonna make it really tight. So I do recommend take consideration. If you're gonna get that area, you cannot get a 10 by 10, okay? 10 on it. So now when you go to artist booth, there's a reason why it's color coded. We have the east side of the booth. So you're gonna see the east side of the booth sections, and you're gonna see the west side of the section. So when you're actually looking at front, when you're looking from the top down at the venue, you're gonna see where then one section here, that section, that's where people could go in and out. There's gonna be food trucks right in that section. Right here in the bottom area, that area there, some people will go in because that's where the entrance, from there, you're gonna see the entrance coming in. That area around, that's where we'll have some car shows, outside stuff going in that area. That's gonna be certain days of that weekend. There will be a car show. We're still working on a couple stuff from there, just when you're walking in. But mostly what we did for next year, everything is in. I know this year we kind of changed it around. It was the experience. We experimented with a couple stuff, and it was good, a couple bad. I didn't really like it, but overall, it actually helped me out to learn what to do here. So everything right here in the middle, if you see that dot there, that's actually gonna be where the MMA fighting is gonna be happening, in the center of the venue. Where from world-class fight lead is gonna be putting together my friend Raphael that's gonna be doing that, okay? So I really appreciate, we really enjoy that event. That's why this year we kind of like put a lot of elements, and I wanted to see what caught people's eyes, what people like. We got a lot of feedback from a lot of different people. So that's why I want to do now the MMA right here in the center, and it's going to be really cool, attract a lot of people from there. Now, over here in this one section, you're going to see that's where the stage is. The stage is going to be all the way towards the east side. We have enough space there. We'll have a couple entertainment that's going to be there as well. That's where the tattoo competition is going to be going on, right over there on that side. So if somebody wants to be next to that area where the tattoo competition is going to be, they're going to be in the east side. They could be right in front of it, or if they want to be next to where the arena is going to be, you got this, you know, when you look at it, you know exactly where you're going to go at. Now, the cool thing about this is basically on the section, when you scroll down, you're going to see these tickets. Those are ticket booths. Those are going to be your tickets purchased. If you click on one of them, you click on one of those sections, it's going to go straight to a cart. Okay. Now, if you're going to get 2 or 3 booths, you just click to each cart, and it's just going to add it. And that's how you could get multiple booths or different selections of booths. So if you want like the 2 corners, you could get those 2 corners. You want a corner and a side, or you want to get all 4 like a box, you could do that. You know, and you're going to put a tent there, no problem. You know, you could do that as well. You have that option to pick your spot. So where you want, you could pick it and go ahead, and makes it easier for you. And that, I think, to me, so many years I've been doing shows, I felt like that's the easiest way that people could actually pick their booth. They could know where they're at. What I'm going to start doing, a lot of the templates that I'm going to have, especially the new ones, I'm going to put your booth there. So when I post it, your booth is going to be on your template. So now, if you want to know what booth's available and who's there next to you, you can see it on social media's posts. So then you can follow up from there. So it'll make it a lot easier. Now, on that section there, when you go ahead for getting your spot, getting your location, I still have tattoo furniture. I'm gonna work with a couple guys. I don't know if we're gonna still have that. We tried it this year. It wasn't really successful. People, where we had it posted through social media, we had it on our link, but people kind of they didn't see it, or they just mislooked at it, and that was it. But that is still optional. We're still working on that section. But one thing I am gonna add here that you don't see now, I am gonna add parking. I know this year we had a lot of problems regarding the parking. Keep in mind, a lot of venues, a lot of shows that you guys do. I know from my experience, because I do a lot of conventions too, parkings could be very expensive. That's why if you do a show, say you do a show in downtown Tampa, parking is really expensive, you know? So, okay, they charge $35 for all 3 days, but what is it they do for the $35? That's why they charge $5 more, is they give you the option where you could go in and out. I don't like it that they kind of hold you trapped in, but I'm not the one that decided on that. I've been trying to fight it, but I can't do nothing about it. But one thing I am going to negotiate with them, and I'm working with, and I'm going to have it resolved, and it's going to happen, is that on this section, you could purchase yourself, you could purchase a pass for yourself for $25. Again, $25, where you could come in and out for all 3 days. You could buy your ticket in advance. You will save $10 by doing this. And what we'll do is I will personally send you a link or a QR code that would be your ticket. Now, keep in mind that QR code, you cannot give it to somebody else, because if somebody else use it, you will be shit out of luck. You won't be able to use that code again. So that code is only good for 1 day, every day, one time. So you cannot give it to nobody. So if you're gonna have, each booth has two, you're provided with 2 parking. So you could purchase 2 parking. You can't purchase any more parking. So each booth could purchase 2 parkings. That means if you got 2 separate artists with 2 different cars, each one of you guys could buy your parking already advanced. That's it. It's simple. Now, there's another option there. There's something else there that you do not see. I got with my team. We sat and talked about it. I know, and I know a lot of people hate it, but a lot of people don't know the story. But one of the things that a lot of people were talking about was the ticket prices. I took for granted, because what I did, the festival, I wanted to do a big festival. What I experienced in Colombia was still a tattoo convention. And people who go to these shows, a lot of times they go for only the tattoo convention. Just like if you go to MegaCon for comics, you're not going for tattooing, you're going for the comics. If you go get tattooed there, that's great. But you're going there for everything else regarding the comic conventions. That's the cosplay and everything that's mixed in those. So I forgot that in that moment, I was doing the festival, and I took for granted that this is a tattoo event. So a lot, by that being said, is that there's people that go there to go see the collectors, that they go there to get tattooed by the people they like. People who want to get, people who go there because their artist is going to compete. So they're going to go and bring their piece to compete with their tattoo. Those are things that I took for granted, and I totally understand about that. So what I did for next year, very simple. I fixed that problem. That's why this was a learning experience for me. So now everybody who buys a booth, you're going to have the opportunity to purchase 4 tickets. The moment it's going to be there, it's going to be in that section, you'll be able to buy 4 tickets for every booth. That means if you got 2 artists, each one could buy, 2 tickets. That's going to be getting tattooed, or that's going to enter for a competition. And those tickets are going to be $15. So we're giving you 4 tickets for $15 each for every booth. So a lot of your a lot of times what artists would do is they would add that $15 to the tattoo that they're going to be doing. So it's a win-win situation for yourself because you don't lose out on that part. Okay. So the only thing your client's going to pay is the $10 parking and they get tattooed. So it becomes cost effective for those clients that just want to come to get tattooed or those clients who just want to compete. They don't care about the MMA. They don't care about the show. They just care about getting something done by you. That's it. So I have to take that consideration and I have to make it affordable for those guys because they come in there, they're going to spend a lot of money to get work done by you. So I want to make sure they'll come in to get work done by you. So that's why I changed that section and we'll have that add-on as well. That section will be add-on onto the link. Okay? So on that part. Now, that's really it. So the way I feel that would be better in a formal way, more judges. More judges, more eyes, more people to see, more opinions. So for next year, I have 5 judges. I have 4 badass artists. 4 tattoo artists that are really, really good artists. But I wanted to change the mix. I wanted to change stuff around. So I feel if I'm going to invest so much on these trophies that I'm going to do for 2026, and you guys going to see, I want to make sure that I make it worthwhile on the competition to have these different judges. So I have a good selection of judges. You see, they're right here. You know, and each one are going to use their own opinion. Each one are going to use their own idea. Each one are going to have their own mind from them to pick the best piece that's out there. That's the new thing that we're going to have for the competition. Okay. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about. This is all that I want to get you guys started. You're really, really interested in being part of the show. Please hit me up. Let me know. And I will send you the link as well as a password to get in there. I really appreciate everybody who supported me, supported my family through the hard times, through the good times, and keep going. We're going to keep going from Ink Mania Fest. And I'll see you in Tampa next year, April 24th to the 26th in Tampa, Florida, Florida State Fairgrounds. All right. Take care and see you there. Bye-bye.